Welcome one and all to Chrysler Arena, where the Michigan Wolverines women's basketball team will be taking on the Indiana Hoosiers. I'm Eric Margolin alongside Nate Sorensen for the call in today's game. And Nate, what are you looking to see out of this Indiana team?
You know, Indiana's had a bit of a tough stretch. They've played some really tough opponents, but, they just managed to snap a 3-game losing streak in their last game against Purdue. They won that one handedly, nearly by 20 points, but in those 3 losses to Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan State, really some tough losses there. They weren't very competitive except for Penn State. I don't know. So far, it's been a tough stretch to open up the Big Ten schedule for Indiana. Michigan, again, tough opponent. We all know that. They're an excellent team, ranked 23rd in the nation, just coming off a tough loss. I don't know what Indiana does need to do to beat this Michigan team, but they've got to come out ready to play, because I know Michigan's going to come out looking to put it to them after that tough loss in overtime against Ohio State there just this past Sunday in Chrysler Arena. They're looking to come back, make a statement, get their season back on track here.
Definitely. And Indiana has only won 2 of their past 7 games, so they're also looking for some sort of win, some sort of spark. And after Michigan's crushing loss to Ohio State a few days ago, what are you looking for out of this team as they try to bounce back?
The biggest problem there at the ending of that game was the defense, allowing a lot of easy penetration from Ohio State. That I would think would be a point of emphasis for this team tonight. Coach Arico probably is, stressing the importance of rim protections, shutting down the paint. That cannot have a team come in and get easy buckets on you inside the paint ever. That's what really was kind of their Achilles heel in that game against Ohio State.
I think so, and it looked like in the game against Ohio State, Kim Barnes-Arico tried to do everything in order to stop that penetration, but in the end they just couldn't pull it out. So, here we go. Indiana-Michigan women's basketball here in Chrysler Arena. You're hearing it here on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor. So for Michigan, it looks like we're going to have a starting lineup of Jillian Dunston, Caitlin Flaherty, Nicole Munger, Hallie Thome, and Haley Brown. For Indiana, it looks like we have Bendu Yeni, Tyra Buss, Kim Royster, Jalen Penn, and Amanda Cahill. And as the teams walk out onto the court, who's one player you're looking at that Michigan needs to truly defend on this Indiana roster?
It's got to be Boos. She's just a tough physical player. She can score in a bunch of different ways. So far, the leading scorer averaging 20 points a game, which is really staggering. Really, that's who Michigan's got to focus on today. And
here we go. Michigan gets the rebound, and it's Brown. Brown gives it up to Flaherty. Flaherty at the top of the key. Flaherty looking at Munger. Munger dribbling up. Munger to Brown. Brown back to Flaherty on the left side. Flaherty gets a screen from Thome, looks back Thome's way. Thome to Dunston. Dunston beyond the arc. They're giving Dunston a good amount of space out there. Munger comes around to screen and airballs a 3-pointer, but rebound by Thome. Michigan has 7 seconds left in the shot clock. Flaherty to Dunston. Dunston taking it. Dunston top of the key. Dunston drives, turns around, loses the ball. Steal by Indiana. That is going to be Cahill. Cahill running up the court. Cahill hits Yaney. Yaney out. Stolen by Flaherty. Flaherty taking it up the court from left to right. Running the break. Munger with it. Munger outside of the 3-point line. Munger looking inside to Brown. Brown with the layup. Good. And Michigan scores first with 9:10 left.
Bit of a frantic pace so far, but really like to see Michigan running their offense. That was a problem there at the end of the Ohio State game, not really getting into the offense very much. Doing it excellently so far.
Definitely. And now Buss for Indiana has it at the top of the key, moving from left to right. Gets a screen from Cahill. Buss with the ball. Buss gets another screen from Cahill. Buss goes out to Yaney. Yaney gets a screen from Buss. Yaney slices. Layup, no good. Rebound. That's a rebound. Royster. Royster puts it up and misses. Rebound Thome. Flaherty has the ball, taking it across half court. And she's running. Oh, Flaherty kicks out to Dunston. Dunston wide open from 3. Doesn't take it. Passes it up to Munger. Munger to Flaherty. Flaherty inside to Thome. Thome is double teamed, and it's a jump ball. Possession arrow is pointing towards Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana jumped down, double team Thome as soon as she got the ball in the post there. Really a smart play. We know she can be a force down there. Excellent work by the Hoosiers to get right on top of her.
And Thome is 9th in scoring in the country as we speak. Now we're back to Indiana ball. Buss with the ball, driving. Buss looks, pump fakes mid-range, gets a great pass inside to Royster, and Royster lays it in for the layup. Flaherty walking down the court. Flaherty gets it to Munger around at the outside of the three-point line. Munger to Dunstan. Dunstan about 10 feet out. Dunstan with a lazy pass, almost stolen by Indiana, and the ball stays with Michigan and goes back to the top with Flaherty. Flaherty has it, gets a nice screen from Thome, driving, goes up, and draws a foul. Flaherty will be shooting free throws.
As you said, Thome, an excellent scorer, tops in the nation, or one of the tops, I should say. Flaherty's even better. Really an aggressive scorer, can score pretty much any way you would want a basketball player to score. So far, that's her first shot. Hasn't really looked very aggressive.
And that first free throw goes in. Her shot is just so beautiful. I cannot describe how beautiful it looks. Every time, no matter where she is, it looks like it's going to go in. As Flaherty nails the second. Michigan now has a 4-2 lead with 7:47 left in the first quarter. Court for Indiana. Dribbling at the top of the key. Finds Yaney. Yaney looking inside. Couldn't find anyone. Penn drives on Brown. Can't get anywhere and takes it back out. Balls goes back to Yaney at the top. With 12 seconds on the shot. Buss looking. Buss guarded by Flaherty. Pump fakes, gets inside. Nails the easy layup.
There it is again. Easy penetration. Just driving right to the hoop. Nobody stopped her.
And Munger quickly gets the ball inside to Brown, who has it stolen by Yaney, and Yaney takes it up the court. That's Brown's second turnover of the game. Over the game. And after a missed shot by Indiana, they get their own rebound, but it is then stolen by Thome. Flaherty taking it back up. Flaherty running the break. They have numbers. But Buss draws a charge on Flaherty. That is her first foul of the evening as Indiana regains possession. This game is being played at an extremely frantic pace, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely. Every defensive rebound, they go right into transition. I thought Michigan's first possession where they slowed it down, ran through their offense, was their best one. They should probably look to do a little bit more of that.
I agree. And Yaney looks to penetrate inside, kicks it back out. The three-pointer. The rebound goes to Munger. Munger pushing the tempo. Munger looking. Hits Flaherty at the top of the key. Everyone is back now. Flaherty's got it. Flaherty to Dunstan at the top. Dunstan to Munger on the right side. Munger looking to get the ball inside to Thome, but instead gets it to Brown. Brown goes inside, absorbs contact, and makes the layup.
Yeah, excellent work by Munger there. Tries to push the pace. When she saw nothing there, just pulls it out, runs the offense, gets an easy bucket for the Wolverines.
And Penn again from beyond the arc. Again, rims out, rebound to Hallie Thome. And yeah. Michigan is trying to push again. Oh! Munger just took a shot from Penn right there. They call the foul on Penn, and Michigan keeps the ball.
Yeah, so far the Hoosiers looking a lot like the Houston Rockets. Every three-pointer they see, they like putting them all up. So far, not having too much success.
And they've had open looks, too. They just have not been able to convert. As Dunstan inbounds the ball to Munger at the top of the key. Michigan sets up the offense. Munger taking it from right to left. Munger goes inside to Brown. Brown looking. Brown inside to Thome. Thome is double-teamed. Thome again loses the ball. They call a jump ball, except they call a jump ball this time, and the possession arrow is toward Michigan. As Indiana makes a sub, and it looks like we have number 12, Lindsay Marchese coming in for Penn.
Yeah, definitely. Thome is not going to get any easy looks here tonight.
And as Flaherty misses a long three, and Buss takes it back up the court for Indiana. Buss on the left side, looking in, gets a screen. Buss at the top, dribbling, passes it out to Yaney, and Yaney nails the three for Indiana's first three of the game and the lead, 7-6. Here we go. Here's Dunstan with the ball at the top. Dunstan looking. Dunstan gets inside, passes out to Brown. Brown, foot on the line, good. And that is Brown's third basket of the game. Brown has scored 6 of Michigan's 8 points. Game on offense. Buss with the ball. Buss pops the long three. Off the backboard, no good. Dunstan with the rebound, and Michigan is again looking to push with Flaherty leading the charge. Good cutting, step back. Mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound to Thome. Thome out to Munger. Munger to Brown. To Dunstan beyond the three-point line. Flaherty's got it on the left side. Inside to Brown, and Brown with another basket. That is 8 points in the first quarter for Haley Brown as Michigan takes a 10-7 lead.
crazy. Brown only scored 9 points in the entirety of an overtime game against Ohio State in their last matchup. Doing an amazing job so far, being very aggressive, looking for her shot.
I like Brown. I think she's a great player, and when she's aggressive, she can score the ball. Yaney drives inside for Indiana. Yaney with a great find. This is a wide open layup, and Michigan with the rebound. Munger's got it. Munger's pushing the tempo. Munger to Dunstan. Dunstan goes inside. Contact, layup, good. Timeout, Indiana. A score of 12-7 Michigan with 4:19 remaining in the first quarter.
Dunstan got a lot of contact there. I was surprised that was not an and one opportunity right there. Really took a slap right across the arm as she was shooting, still managed to get it in. Nice work using the glass right there. Beautiful bucket.
And Michigan is has made 5 of their last 7 field goals, is on a 6-0 run, and has taken the lead after a little bit of a slow start on offense. Who are you seeing the most from on both sides of the ball for Michigan?
Well, obviously Brown's doing a great job, but mostly what's surprising me is that their 2 leading scorers by far, Thome and Flaherty, just the offense right now. Flaherty's looking for a shot a little bit here. It's not going in. Hasn't been a problem for the Wolverines. Normally you'd think if we're coming out here, those 2 aren't scoring, Michigan's going to be in for a long night. But looking to get other players involved, they look great so far overall as a team, playing some good team ball.
Definitely. And I think right now, for me, I think so far the most important player to this team hasn't been Haley Brown. It's been Jillian Dunstan, who's just been active on both sides of the ball. She has 2 points and 1 assist, as well as 2 rebounds. She is just going, and like every game, she puts her heart into this game to try to win.
Yeah, good point. She's really, really doing a good job coming out. When she gets a defensive board, she's looking to, run it down the court, push the pace, not taking any, ill-advised shots, though. When there's nothing going on, has the presence of mind to pull it back out, get it to Flaherty, get Michigan into the offense, and that's really where Michigan's been doing well here tonight, is running the offense, looking to go inside, pass it around, getting some good ball movement. It hasn't just been one pass, one shot.
Definitely. And I think, for me at least, whenever I watch Flaherty, she throws up a lot of crazy shots. And while a lot of them go in, it is sometimes a little bit harder to watch because a lot of times they don't go in. And then it becomes a problem where she's taking bad shots and Michigan isn't scoring because she's taking bad shots. I like this Caitlin Flaherty, who already has an assist early in the first quarter and is helping her teammates and facilitating them instead of scoring all the time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, her last shot there on the fast break ended up kind of with a step back in the mid-range. Wasn't a great shot necessarily. I'll take that every once in a while out of her. She's an excellent player. She can make those kinds of shots. Bad or not, she's going to get some of those to go.
Very true. And so as we resume play, Indiana goes with Yaney, Buss, Marchese, Wickware, and Cahill. And Indiana does take the ball up. Yaney with a shot. 3-pointer. Off the back iron. No good. Rebound is fought for, but it looks like it's going to be Indiana's ball. Cahill with a shot. Good. And Cahill cuts the lead back down to 3 points for Indiana. Michigan pushing the tempo. Munger with the ball. Munger pump fakes, picks up her dribble. Gets it to Robbins. Taylor Robbins with the ball. Sets a screen for Flaherty. Inside. And Thome makes her first shot of the game. A nice 2-pointer. Indiana now pushing the ball again. Yaney with it on the left side. Yaney gets a screen from Cahill. Yaney goes inside, kicks it out. Not the best pass. We got Wickware with the ball. Wickware out to Yaney. Yaney takes it back at the top of the key as they reset with 13 on the shot clock. Buss has it now on the left side. Buss drives in. Little contact on the layup. Throws it up. No good. Rebound Cahill. Cahill goes up again. No good. Rebound Kayla Robbins. And Michigan's Deja Church takes it back up the court.
Yeah, great defensive possession there by the Wolverines, especially by Church. Very active hands, getting some passing lanes there.
And now Michigan with the ball. Robbins, jumper top of the key, no good. Rebound Yaney. Yaney pushing to Buss. Buss drives inside. Pulls out on the three-point line. Buss has got it, guarded by Munger. Taking it back to the top and resetting, trying to run a play. It looks like Buss is trying to get it inside to Cahill, who has a mismatch as she's being guarded by Caitlin Flaherty. But Yaney takes it inside, pump fakes, but she walked. She moved her feet, and another turnover for Indiana. Michigan takes control, up 14-9.
Great work there. As we said, Michigan a little bit weak on the interior and the defensive side, but Thome there did a great job. Her help defense there prevented Indiana from getting it down low in the post to Cahill, and then comes over, plays great help defense to stop that drive.
Definitely. And here we go. Michigan back on offense. Robbins with the ball at the top, gives it off to Church. Church gets a screen from Thome. Passes it to Thome at the top of the key. Thome to Flaherty. Flaherty gets a screen from Thome. Flaherty looking. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Robbins looking. Robbins, top of the key again. Again, rims out and rebound Indiana. The rebound goes to Royster. Royster taking it up past to Buss. Buss goes to Yaney. Oh, and Yaney draws a foul on Kayla Robbins. A blocking foul that is possibly questionable, but it is called. And the foul on Robbins gives Indiana the ball back.
Yeah, I don't know about that call there. Robbins is giving ground. She's backpedaling. Still gets run over. I don't know what more you can do as a defender there, to get a charge drawn.
And just like that, she comes out, and as does Hallie Thome, and they are replaced by Jillian Dunstan and who is that? Haley Brown. There we go. Indiana, the inbound. Buss with the ball, coming around a few screens, throws up a prayer. No good. Rebound, Dunstan. Dunstan's got it, and they're pushing it up. Here we go. Flaherty with the ball. Flaherty drives. Flaherty double-teamed inside to Brown. Brown is also double-teamed, and this time they call the foul on Indiana. It looks like it's going to be a foul on 33 Cahill. The foul was on Cahill, and Michigan is going to inbound the ball from under the basket with 1:49 remaining in the first quarter. Church has got it. Church looking. Church finds Flaherty from beyond the three-point line. Her shot is blocked by Buss. Church grabs the rebound, goes up, blocked by Cahill. This time Cahill grabs it. Buss is running wide open. Layup is good for Indiana as they cut down the lead 14-11 as Michigan regains the ball. Munger with the ball. Munger to Flaherty at the top of the key. Flaherty looking, moving right to left. Flaherty's got it. A screen from Dunstan on the right side. Doesn't take it. Almost travels. Passes the ball to Dunstan. Dunstan's got it. Michigan's looking a little confused on offense right now. But Flaherty's got it. She drives. She goes inside. She passes it and turns it over again. This time it's Yaney with the steal. But after passing it out, Buss gets it and travels. Michigan keeps the ball.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely not a good-looking offensive possession for the Michigan Wolverines. That's something we were saying. Flaherty, the team looks better when Flaherty's passing the ball, getting other people involved. A lot of dribbling there for trying to set up a play there, just not able to get it going.
And with that poor offensive possession, Thome comes back in for Nicole Munger. This time, Jason Church has it at the top off the inbound, gets it to Flaherty on the right side. Dunstan at the top. Church with the ball on the left side, outside of the arc. She dribbles, but it looks like we got a foul on number 2, Worthen, for Indiana. That'll reset the shot clock, and that will be Indiana's 4th foul of the period. One more, and Michigan is in the bonus. Michigan has not scored in the last 2:35 as they look to try to break that drought here. Flaherty with the ball at the top. Looking, waiting. Looks like she's kind of moving the clock. Gets it to Brown outside. Inside to Thome, a bad pass, and Michigan turns the ball over again. This is just hard to watch.
Yeah, Indiana's defense has been very aggressive, swarming, really pressuring the ball. Michigan looks very uncomfortable, not even able to get, passes off comfortably at the moment.
And Michigan already has 6 turnovers in the first quarter. Not a good look for Kim Barnes-Arico's team. As Indiana gets the ball back, Yaney gets it to Royster. Royster got it. Royster turns it over, and Thome with the ball. Thome gives it to Flaherty as Flaherty pushes it up, gets it to Dunstan. Dunstan dribbling, looking. Finds Church on the right side, outside of the key. Church dribbling, trying to get the ball to Flaherty. Flaherty inside to Brown, and Brown steps out of bounds and loses possession again. Michigan's 7th turnover in the first quarter with 29.3 seconds remaining. Wow.
Yeah, with all the turnovers going on, I'm really surprised to not see any subs coming into the game. Really just maybe, just to set an example,
I honestly don't get it. But here we go, back out there. Yaney's got the ball at the top. Yaney dribbling. The shot clock is the only thing left with 12.3 seconds. Inside, Yaney with the ball. Yaney pump fakes. Yaney shoots. Yaney misses. Rebound Brown with 5 seconds. 4. Church pushing. 3, 2. Church throws it up for 3. Good! Church nails the buzzer beater to put Michigan up 17-11 at the end of 1.
Yeah, that one looked like it came in off the glass. I don't know if Church called bank, but I'm sure she's glad it went in anyway.
Well, that was an interesting first half. We have not seen great offense out of either team. And I think for Michigan, it's not that they're not making shots. They're just turning the ball over. They're shooting 54% from the floor, but have 8 turnovers. That's too many if you want to win a game.
Yeah, definitely. Just a huge gap there in the field goal percentages of each team. Indiana's they're just shooting 29% from the floor, but they're keeping care of the ball. Michigan's they really can't handle this Indiana defense that they are really pressuring the ball. They're coming up. They've got hands in the air, lots of double teams. Anytime the ball goes down low, I don't know what Michigan needs to do here to, kind of take back control, maybe just some more ball movement. I don't know though. It's anytime you get dribbling the ball, one person's going one-on-one. It seems like Indiana starts swarming any person that's dribbling the ball too much. That's where problems happen. Michigan's got to keep the ball zipping around, not allow the defenders to get in their face.
Definitely. I think Indiana is doing a great job of preventing the very dangerous Flaherty film screen and roll. That's what they're doing best. They're trying to hedge Flaherty as she gets out, and that is definitely like preventing them from getting easy buckets like they usually do off that.
Yeah, definitely. Normally you see a lot of teams just simply switch the pick and roll action, and leads to a lot of mismatches, especially when you've got, a 1-5 pick and roll, then you end up with the opposing center on somebody as dangerous as Flaherty. That's definitely something the Hoosiers can't afford. Smartly going with the hedge look. Normally though, you go with a hedge, you feel like now with a hedge, what we're talking about though is the opposing big comes out, jumps hard at Flaherty, typically the ball handler. Then normally you would have Thome have an open lane to the basket, but Indiana's just doing such a great job pressuring Michigan. They're not able to see those passing lanes, or maybe they're just a little too afraid to sneak it in there.
In this quarter, I'm definitely looking for Michigan to come out and try to score off that pick and roll, try to find a way to score and score consistently without turning the ball over. And as we get started here, for Michigan, we have Flaherty, Church, Thome, Dunston, and Brown. For Indiana, we have... Who do we have? It looks like we just had an Indiana score for Cahill. All right. Here we go. Dunston with the ball at the top of the key. Brown's got it now on the left side. Brown to Flaherty inside. Flaherty dribbles it back out. Flaherty hits Dunston. Dunston from beyond the arc. Dunston with a long pass to Deja Church, who gets it inside to Brown, but it is stolen. It's stolen by Yaney as Indiana pushes, and Buss takes it inside and throws it off of Thome after trying to get the layup. Some great transition defense by Hallie Thome to stop the fast break there.
Yeah, it looks like on that last possession, Dunston was trying to get it in to Thome there in the post, but Dunston so far on the year has not made a single three-pointer. As a result, her defender just sagged all the way down, was right in Thome's space.
Definitely. And Michigan makes an early sub. Munger comes in for Deja Church. And here we go. Cahill with the ball on the right side. Cahill pops it for three. Off the iron, no good. Rebound, Munger. Munger's taking it up the floor now. Munger, dangerous pass to Dunston, but she gets it. Dunston goes inside, looking, finds Munger wide open for three. It's good. Michigan is now up 20-13 after that Nicole Munger three.
Yeah, definitely Michigan needs some more three-pointers here to open up the floor. So far, the floor has been very congested for them. That's what they needed right there.
And now Worthen takes the ball inside and loses it. Almost stolen by Flaherty, but regain control by Buss. Worthen gets it again. Worthen, mid-range jumper. No good. Rebound Thome. Oh, it went out of bounds. Bounced off the top of the backboard, but Michigan still gains possession. Indiana, we have a sub. Worthen is checking out. And coming in is Penn. For Indiana, Michigan keeps the same lineup as they inbound the ball. Dunston's got it, taking it up. Dunston at the top of the key, moving right to left. Looks for Flaherty, finds Flaherty at the top of the key. Flaherty gets a screen from Brown. A switch. Flaherty's got the matchup she wants. Dunston's got it now. Dunston to Brown, who's guarded by a much smaller Buss. Flaherty at the top. Flaherty inside. Little contact. No good on the layup. No foul called. Rebound to Indiana. Indiana, an errant pass stolen by Dunston. Flaherty wide open for three. Also no good. Rebound It looks like it was off of Michigan, and the ball's going to go back to Indiana. Flaherty has not made a field goal yet. It is a second 8:02 left in the second quarter. Flaherty has not made a field goal.
Yeah, and she's definitely been looking for a shot. Just nothing can go for it. It's got to be pretty frustrating.
It must be extremely hard. And as Indiana takes the ball back, Yaney's got it. Yaney looks, finds Penn. Penn inside. Penn looks to pass it, but deflected by Michigan. Indiana regains possession with 15 on the shot clock. Wow. This has been a hard game to watch for both sides. And here we go. Cahill inbounding the ball. Cahill gets it to Penn. Penn looks up. Penn finds Royster. Royster's got the ball. Royster pass to Buss, guarded by Dunston with 9 on the shot clock. Buss gets a double screen, looks inside to Cahill. Cahill with the layup. It's good. As Indiana now has 15 points on the day. Here we go. Munger with the ball on the right side. Munger's got it. Dunston. Dunston to Brown as they move across the court. Dunston looking inside for Thome. Drives. Dunston's got it. Dunston to Thome. Thome the mid-range jumper. Rims out. No good. Over the back call on Haley Brown. Indiana gets the ball back.
Now, it looks like on the last two possessions here on this last one, Brown was looking to get it into Thome. On the previous possession, Dunston looking to get that entry pass into the post. Neither is a three-point threat. Indiana knows that, and they are just falling back completely, just not allowing them to throw the entry pass into the post to Thome, and it's working out. Michigan's got to find a different way to get the ball inside. And
Kenray Johnson just checked in for Michigan as Haley Brown comes out because they need to find some sort of spark on offense as Indiana takes control. Yaney with the ball inside, off the front rim, and good.
Yeah, that's just a tough shot. There's nothing much more you can do there for Michigan.
And Munger's got it for 3. No good. Rebound Indiana after the quick shot. The rebound goes to Marchese, and Buss takes it up. Buss has got the ball on the right side. Buss gets it after a screen by Cahill. Some nice defense by Munger, pokes it out of bounds. Indiana retains possession with 21 left on the shot clock. Insane. Like, it's just been Michigan's offense has looked stagnant out there. Looks like they're playing football.
Well,
Buss has got it. Buss drives inside. Buss looks, loses control, gets it again. Outside to Yaney for 3. Misses everything, and Flaherty gets the rebound. And this Chrysler Arena crowd is letting Yaney hear it after that air ball. Here we go. Munger's got the ball. Munger drives inside, turns it over again. Michigan with another turnover as Indiana tries to push the tempo. Penn's got it. Mid-range jumper is good, and Indiana has cut Michigan's lead to 1.
Yeah, now Michigan, after the Indiana made basket, nobody's there to inbound the ball. Just looking all sorts of disjointed right now. This
is not how they wanted to start this game off. Munger for 3. Good, and Michigan finally gets back on the board after not scoring for 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Here we go. Buss takes the ball up. Buss out to Penn. Penn for 3. No good. The rebound goes to Johnson. Johnson to Church. Church is pushing the ball up the court. Church goes inside. Church double-teamed inside. They get Munger mid-range. Munger mid-range again. No good. Rebound Indiana. Cahill's got it. Cahill taking the ball off the floor for Indiana. And she tries to drive inside. Double-teamed by Munger and Johnson. Looks up, finds Yaney. As they reset, Penn has got it. Penn at the top of the key with 15 on the shot clock. Penn's got it outside to Yaney. Yaney on the right side, dribbling. Finds Cahill at the top. Buss with the back cut, nothing there. Looks to Penn. Penn drives inside. Finds Thome, can't do anything. Cahill with 3 seconds on the shot clock. The running layup is good for Cahill, cutting Michigan's lead to 2.
That's tough. Great defense there by Michigan, making Indiana use all of the shot clock there. Every time they drove it in there, somebody was there waiting for them.
And Church has got it now. And they call a charge on Church, even though it looks like Buss just fell down. Buss does not look very comfortable right now as she hobbles up. It looks like she fell on her tailbone as we go to the under 5 timeout. You're listening to 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor, calling Michigan, Indiana women's basketball. Michigan 23, Indiana 21. So, what have you seen from Michigan out of this in the second quarter after a very slow start in the first quarter?
Well, so far, we've made a lot about Michigan's struggles so far in this game, but yet they still hold the lead here. A slim one at that it may be, but we know that they can get points on the board. Flaherty, Thome, both excellent scorers. You can tell that Indiana is just selling out to stop those two from scoring by any means necessary. What Michigan really needs to do is look outside of those two to get some points. Munger has made a couple of shots here lately, did a good job. In the first quarter, it was Brown that was putting in work, getting buckets. Hasn't been playing a whole lot here in the second quarter. I think that's why this Michigan offense has been struggling. I would expect to see here coming out of this timeout. We'll see what lineup Rico decides to go with, but a lineup with Brown seems to be the best idea here. They need something on offense. She's been the one who can get a bucket here tonight.
Personally, I think right now, Hallie Thome isn't doing much inside because she's getting double teamed every time she gets the ball. So maybe take her out and try to play small with your guard. Have Flaherty spread them out so you can kind of slice inside with people like Deja Church and Haley Brown and Johnson. These are going to be the people who you want getting the ball inside, going for layups with Thome out if she's not clogging up the middle.
Yeah, that's a good point. I just really seems anything that Michigan's trying to do right now isn't working. Trying just something completely different, trying to mix it up, might be the best way to go.
And it looks like as we're coming out of this break, Michigan is going to have Kayla Robbins and Hallie Thome. They're going to have two forwards in the game right now, which is a very bold call by Coach Kim Barnes-Larico. Besides them, we have Munger, Church, and Flaherty. Flaherty has not been to the bench yet this game. Is 0 for 5 on field goals. Her only 2 points coming off of free throws.
I wouldn't be concerned about Flaherty, though. Sometimes her shot's not going to go. She's going to figure it out here, I believe.
I'm hoping you're right. And here we go. Indiana with the ball. Cahill passes the ball to Royster. Royster's got it. Royster to Penn. Penn on the left side. Penn inside to Cahill. Cahill looking. Royster guarded by Kayla Robbins. She's got it at the top, dribbling, looking to drive. And Church draws the charge on Royster, giving Michigan the ball back. For Indiana, that is their 6th turnover to Michigan's 11.
Kind of concerned about Michigan's first offensive foul there, but at least it appears Indiana's calling it, or the refs are calling it pretty consistently. They are looking for those offensive fouls, and I agree with that call. Looked like a bit of a push off there with the forearm.
Definitely. And here we go. Munger's got the ball. The key on the right side. Robbins has got it mid-range in the short corner. Robbins looking. Robbins to Church outside. Church has got it with 9 seconds on the shot clock. Michigan really hasn't done much this possession. Robbins inside in the post. Rim. Rebound to Indiana. The rebound went to Cahill. Pushing up the floor. Yaney guarded by Church. Gets inside. Decides to pull out and come back around. We got Wickware with it. Wickware to Buss. Buss has got it at the top of the key. To Wickware. Wickware mid-range shot. Off the rim. No good. Rebound Cahill, who got position on Munger. Bounds off a great Munger defensive play. Indiana is going to retain possession. After a quick breather, Haley Brown is looking like she's going to come back in for Kayla Robbins for these Wolverines. Cahill looking. Cahill looking. Cahill finds a wide open Royster, and Royster makes the shot and one. Indiana now has a chance to take the lead in this game.
Yeah, if she sinks this, that'll be Indiana's first lead of the game here. And we said before at the start of the broadcast, Michigan cannot let Indiana get inside. They're really having their way so far.
She does miss the free throw. Michigan pushing the tempo. Flaherty's got it on the left side. Flaherty guarded by Yaney to Thome, mid-range. They're giving Thome some space. Thome gets inside. She's not double-teamed, so she goes in and makes the layup. That was a solid offensive play. I don't know if it was a defensive lapse there by Indiana, but it looked like it. Thome scored. Buss inside. Buss tries to draw contact. No foul called either way. Misses it, and the rebound goes to Brown. Church now pushing the tempo, and they call a charging foul on Church. And Michigan turns the ball over again.
A bit of a sell job there by Buss. She went flying out of bounds there. I don't really know if that's an offensive foul there, but again, the officials have been pretty consistent about that. They're quick to call the offensive foul there. They have been so far. I guess it doesn't really surprise me to see them call it there again.
They Definitely have been. And as Jillian Dunstan checks in for Deja Church, Michigan right now has a 2-point lead, 25-23. Yaney with the ball at the top of the key. Buss has got it. Buss moving left to right. Buss dribbling. Buss looks inside. Finds Royster. Royster goes inside. Draws contact. And they're calling the foul on Michigan. On Dunstan. That was bold. On Dunstan. And Royster now has a chance for another and one. Her second in 3 possessions.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that call at all. Dunstan was late coming over. Kind of flopped there herself.
And Royster again misses a free throw that could have taken the lead as Michigan again tries to push the tempo.
So that was the problem there. You can't be late on your rotations on defense. So far, Michigan's been just a step slow to recover when Indiana drives. And they've been getting some pretty easy buckets here lately.
Michigan's been a step slow on both sides of the ball. They just kind of look tired out there. Just took it out of them. And here we go. Flaherty with the ball on the left side, or on the right side. Flaherty to Dunstan. Dunstan again left alone outside. Munger's got it now. Munger looking. Munger finds Dunstan mid-range. Dunstan looks like she might shoot it. Looks like she's going to drive. Gets it out to Brown. Brown for 3 is good. Brown now has 11 points. I think that is her season high. And she is just playing fantastic basketball as we speak. Buss has got it now for Indiana at the top. Buss looking. Finds Yaney. Yaney trying to get inside to Royster. Can't do it. Cahill's got it at the top now. Buss moves from left to right. Finds Yaney on the outside. Yaney slices in. And they again call a foul on Michigan. It looks like it's going to be on Hallie Thome. A trip will be Michigan's 6th foul. And Indiana's in the bonus, so they will be shooting free throws.
Now, I believe second personal foul on Thome with only 2.5 minutes here in the first half. I'd imagine Enrico will leave her still in the game. Normally we know John Beeline of the men's team, anytime any player, no matter who they are, gets 2 fouls, they're out of the game.
And it looks as if Yaney just airballed her first free throw? Question mark? I think she did. She nails the second one, though, so Indiana has now cut it back down to 1 point.
Yeah, so far Chrysler Arena has been ruthless.
Yes, the band has been letting everyone know that they are here. And they are just not stopping. They're relentless in their torment of the other team as Michigan takes it. Flaherty gets it inside and loses it. Buss with the steal. Buss taking it up the court. Inside. Buss with a great find. And it's Wickware who ends up finishing the play, giving Indiana their first lead since the 7-minute mark of the first quarter. Not playing well right now. There's not much more you can say about it. Thome mid-range jumper, left open, and she nails it. That is what you want out of your big woman. And here we go. Indiana's got the ball. Yaney's got it on the right side. Yaney slices in, left alone for some reason. Misses the mid-range jumper. The rebound goes to Royster, but it's a jump ball. Possession arrow is pointing towards Michigan. So Michigan will regain possession with a chance to extend their lead with 1:17 left before halftime.
Yeah, good work by Brown there, getting the box out, climbing all over her back there. I'm surprised she didn't get an over the back call, but good work holding onto that ball, getting the jump.
Definitely. That was a great box out, and Michigan regains possession. Here we go. Flaherty at the top of the key. Flaherty's got it. Drives inside. Running layup is good for Michigan as they extend their lead to 3, 32-29. With 58 seconds left, Buss is taking the ball up the court for Indiana. It looks like they might try to go 2 for 1 here, but I can't really tell. Cahill goes inside, steps through, and makes the layup. That was a great move there by Cahill.
They left enough time on the clock for Michigan to get a 2 for 1 opportunity here.
They could do it. Flaherty outside to wide open Munger. Munger for 3 is good. And now Michigan has the opportunity for a 2 for 1. They're going to have what looks like 3 seconds on the clock and take the whole clock up as Michigan goes up 35-31.
Yeah, it looks like Indiana's slowing down the pace. They're going to be looking to leave as little time as possible here for Michigan.
Bust to Cahill. Cahill looking. Cahill finds Wickware. Wickware inside. Wickware loses the ball. Stolen by Thome. Michigan's got 12 seconds left. Jason Church driving. Jason Church looking again to end the half on a shot and makes the easy layup. Michigan now is up 37-31. Here we go. Buss taking it. Buss the deep heave. Off the backboard, off the rim, no good. As Michigan goes into halftime, up 37-31. Michigan's leading scorer is Haley Brown with 11 points off 5 for 5 shooting, whereas Royster is going to be Indiana's leading scorer with 8 points off 4 of 5 shooting. So, seen from both teams.
Well, so far, there's really not been about the star players. We know Buss for Indiana, leading scorer, averaging 20 points per game. 4 points so far off of 6 shots, one of those just being a desperation half-court heave there. She's really been looking to pass the ball, get it, distribute it to her teammates. So far, it's been working out pretty well for Indiana. She's a small player at the point guard position, really can't score inside, and that's really been Indiana's. Getting inside, getting points in the paint. A good job overall, passing the ball, keeping it moving, taking good shots. One thing, they have had a little bit of trouble shooting from the outside, only 1 of 8 from 3. They started off shooting a bunch of them. So far, or at the end of the half there, what allowed them to kind of catch up on Michigan, start playing a little bit better, was looking to go inside rather than just chuck up the deep ball.
I think that's a very nice way of phrasing it. And for Michigan on the other side, they've made 5 of their 10 three-point field goals, and I think that's what's kind of kept them in this game after some really sloppy play. They have had 13 turnovers in the first half. That is far too many for any team to usually win a game, and that's just not an okay way to play basketball.
Yeah, definitely Michigan looked like did a little bit better. Oh, I don't know. So far, just had on stat broadcast, Michigan has gotten a point taken away from them. Maybe the officials looked back at something, saw a foot on the line on a three-pointer there by Munger near the end of the half. The scoreboard hasn't caught up with this. I don't know if this is official or not.
That is very interesting, but yeah, it looks like they're taking a point off. However, Michigan still now has. There it goes. Michigan still does have a lead though, 36-31, after closing the half, making 6 of 6 from the field.
Yeah, and definitely a good end there to the half, I should say. Shooting from outside was really what was helping them out, spreading out the floor there. And I think a lot of the problems for Michigan was that the inside was so clogged up, so many bodies down low, they weren't able to get anything going inside. And I think a lot of that came because whenever Dunstan was on the floor there, she played quite a bit of that half, 13 minutes. When she's in the game, whoever is guarding her is just completely abandoning her and essentially just double teaming Thome the entire time. So that they have one defender in front of Thome, one in back. Figure out some way to take advantage of that. I know that happens every once in a while. A guy like Andre Robertson just gets completely abandoned on the outside. Really, the antidote to that is for that player to look off ball and cut on the backside, get a backdoor look, easy layups. You can get them, if you keep your head up and move the ball around.
Definitely.
Dunstan's got to take advantage of that because Indiana's not respecting her so far.
And this has been a fantastic strategy implemented by Indiana coach Terry Morin, because it has really stopped Flaherty from driving, stopped Thome from getting the ball inside, just because they know that Dunstan is afraid to shoot that three-pointer.
Yeah, and definitely can't. And to your point there with they're stopping Flaherty from driving, a lot of that has been because of Buss as well. She's done a great job staying in front of Flaherty, getting in her way. Flaherty did manage to make one layup there at the end of the half. It wasn't an easy one. She really had to stretch out, had her arm about parallel with the floor and just kind of flipped it up there off the glass. It was a pretty shot. There's been nothing easy for her so far.
Very true. So, as we're at halftime, what do you think each coach is saying to their team as they're in the locker room right now?
Well, right now, if I'm Mariko, I'm in the locker room. I got to be telling these women, you got to take care of the ball. I think that was probably the strategy coming in, was to push the pace, seeing as they really look to push up, get a transition opportunity off of every defensive rebound. Really, so far, that hasn't been working. I would look for them to maybe, not come out maybe guns a-blazing, but, that hasn't really been the entire problem. There's been a lot of times where they push the pace. There's not been anything. They've just kicked it back out and, initiated a play and been just fine. They've got to just do that a little bit more than just get the ball, come flying down the floor, and look for a shot right away.
I definitely agree. I think one of Michigan's biggest problems, though, has been when they do run plays, they give up on them halfway through. And so, like they run a play, it looks pretty good, but the look isn't there, so there isn't a second option, and it just turns into one-on-one, either Flaherty or try to get the ball inside the Thome. And, that may work. You may win this game against Indiana, but when you play good teams like the Ohio States and Notre Dame's and Louisville's, that's when it's going to become a problem for this Michigan Wolverines team.
Yeah, definitely has been tough for Michigan here so far on the offensive end. And, I don't know what you do there. Once you get a play going, you've gone through all the options. There normally isn't enough time to start something all over again, but it does often end up going straight into an isolation or a post touch, and that has just not been working. I don't know what they do to fix that. Maybe just look to get it to Brown or, Dunston more. It certainly Flaherty has not been able to get it going though in isolation.
And how confident do you think this Indiana team is going to be coming into the second half?
Well, they've got to be feeling pretty good. They've coming off a tough stretch. You said only winning 2 of their last 7. They played a tough out-of-conference schedule so far this year, playing Louisville, playing quite a few tough opponents, really, and took a few losses. Probably were hoping for that to lead into maybe having an easier time during the Big Ten schedule. So far, it hasn't been the case. They only have 1 win so far. But how they've played so far against a good Michigan team has got to give them a lot of confidence. And I think really if they can get the 3 ball to go here in the second half, they could make this game very difficult for Michigan.
I definitely agree. I think if Indiana shot anything better than their 1 from 8 for 3, this game would be a very different story right now. We wouldn't be talking about Michigan barely surviving this half. We'd be talking about Indiana blowing this Michigan team out. Michigan has gotten very lucky, and hopefully they can capitalize on that luck that they've gotten. So, as we look at this just full-on stat line, who do you think has been the best player for Indiana?
Well, Royster's been shooting the ball very well, 4 or 5 from the field. Cahill as well. I think overall, though, you got to give the nod to Cahill. She's rebounding the ball well. She's doing well on the defensive end. And really, when Indiana needs a bucket at the end of the shot clock, Cahill's been the one that they're going to. She's had some tough shots, driving in, flipping it up. Really has made the difference for Indiana sometimes here, because Michigan has done a pretty good job on the defensive end, forcing Indiana to use all 30 seconds of that shot clock. Cahill has just come in and bailed them out, despite Michigan's efforts.
Cahill has definitely made some great shots. I know there was a play right towards the end of the first half where she was double teamed and just had a beautiful step through. It was fantastic, and she scored. And I think Michigan should be afraid if that continues to happen.
Yeah, definitely. And looking forward, though, I would expect Buss to maybe look to get some more shots up. Was definitely looking to distribute more in that first half. We know she can score. She's got a good outside shot. Hasn't really looked to take it a whole lot here. Her shooting the 3 ball a little bit more might change Indiana's fortunes.
I am curious, what's your opinion on Yaney? Yaney is the senior guard from, where's she from? She is from Oregon. And she has 7 points right now, off 2 of 7 shooting and 3 turnovers, yet she's played all 20 minutes. Why do you think that is?
You always got to go with experience in a tough road game in your conference against a big opponent like Michigan. Experience is definitely the most important factor. I think, even with the turnovers, she looks calm out on the floor. She looks like she knows what she's doing on the defensive end. She's been very active, pressuring a lot of Michigan Wolverines, getting in passing lanes, picking off some passes. And that's what Indiana needs right now is tough players going hard on the defensive end.
I definitely think so. I also think Michigan, that's my biggest thing about Michigan right now is that I think Dunstan is a fantastic player. And I think she's that same kind of scrappy, defensive, experienced player who knows what to do, who knows how to score, who knows how to win big games. But the fact that she can't shoot the 3 ball is really clogging up everything. So I think, in essence, Yaney and Dunstan are the same thing, whereas they're not helping their teams that much, like in the box score, but they're leaders and they're strong defensive players, and they get stats that don't show up in the box score.
Yeah, definitely. And as we said before about Dunstan, maybe her inability to shoot the ball is what's allowing Indiana to clog up the lane. She's still getting a lot of minutes because she just keeps playing hard and doing great work on the defensive end. I really can't state that enough.
And so we don't really have any players in foul trouble for either team. Nothing's really standing out. It looks like this half should be a full starter versus starter half. It should be both teams sending out their best lineups, their best rotations to try to come out with a victory here in Chrysler Arena. What would this loss mean for Michigan's futures, do you think, as we continue to move on?
Well, I think Michigan's still in good shape. The Ohio State loss was heartbreaking, of course, but Ohio State's a great team. You're not going to win every game against great teams like that. The fact that it went into overtime, Michigan played well the entire game. Can't see that really going against them too much when it comes down to the end of the year when they're picking teams for the tournament. Really what this game is about is just getting a good win. Maybe kind of get the team getting their feet back underneath them so they're more equipped, better prepared for the rest of this Big Ten schedule.
I definitely think so. I think that Michigan needs to be ready to pull this game out. Winning close games is super important for any team. It's one of the most important things for any basketball team who wants to win championships. And so, it looks like right now we are going to be switching off people for this second half, coming up very soon. So, any final thoughts as we move into the second half?
Well, I'm just hoping that Michigan can get some things going here on offense. Flaherty and Thome can figure something out here, get their offensive games going. This should be an easy win for Michigan.
And so as we're switching off, we have Grant Froling and Lucas Vargas coming in to call this game. And I think they're going to do a fantastic job. They're definitely going to do a fantastic job calling this game. And so, here we go.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So now I'm Grant Froling and Lucas Vargas joining me on here again. We're going to call the second half for you. Saw a great first half of Michigan, Indiana here at Chrysler Center. 36-31 the score. Michigan leading the way. Lucas, good to have you on here.
Good to be here with you, Grant. Looks like we had a competitive first half. Some interesting styles employed by both teams, especially on defense.
Yeah, we saw Michigan come out with looked like what to be a triangle 2 defense, which is something a little unusual. You don't usually see that.
Slightly unconventional approach. I haven't seen that since high school basketball.
Yeah, well, with when you got players like Buss and Cahill on Indiana, sometimes you got to do the unexpected, and that's what Michigan did there.
Yeah, Indiana definitely appeared to be more of a two-person team there with Cahill and Buss. The main players on their offense, Cahill with 8 in the first half. They held Buss to 4 with the defense they employed. Two players that did help Indiana keep this game close in the first half were Bendu Yini and Kim Royster. Yini had 7 and Royster with 8. So those two really picked up a lot of slack for the Hoosiers.
And that's what happens when you run that triangle 2. Yeah, you're focused on the 2 players, but that leaves a lot of opportunities for the other players to step up, and that's what happened.
Michigan on the other end, it looked like they had a couple of offensive troubles at times, but sometimes it looked like they either got a great shot or a terrible shot.
Indiana, great job on the scouting report. Again, focusing on Michigan's 2 main players. Caitlin Flaherty, 1 for 6 shooting, 4 points. Hallie Thome, only 6 points, only had 4 shots in that first half. But again, just like we saw from Indiana, when you focus on 2 main players, that opens up spots for players like Nicole Munger. for Haley Brown, who excelled in that first half to kind of carry them to that 5-point lead.
Yeah, Haley Brown, the freshman from Canada, I thought she has done a great job all season and continues her great play at a young age here in this game. She had a great first half, 10 points on 5 of 5 shooting. She has just really found her niche in the offense, knowing when is a good shot for her to take, when's a good time to pass it up, and how to get great position all over the court.
And on the Michigan side of the ball, Lucas, we saw an offense in the first half trying to get that ball inside the Thome. Indiana coming over on the double team. But then we see Michigan coming with a flash to the elbow, trying to draw that away. We'll see if they continue that in the second half to try to get Thome some more touches inside.
Right, Hallie Thome had a great game against the Ohio State Buckeyes the last time out. She really just showed what she's capable of, and she will look to have another big second half here in Ann Arbor, trying to take care of the Indiana Hoosiers, who have really done a great job to try and neutralize some of the size at first, but she's a low down there. We'll see if they can keep her off the block any longer.
And you got to believe Buss is going to bounce back in the second half. Even though she didn't score the ball, she was very active on defense, drew 3 offensive fouls, 3 assists on her side. So even though she's not scoring, she is the leading scorer in Indiana women's history. But you got to believe she's going to come back out firing.
Right, like you said, she wasn't able to get her scoring going, but she did not let that stop her game. 3 charges drawn, which is exactly what you're looking for out of senior leadership from a coach is looking for that. And like you said, she is one of their main offensive players, a dynamic scorer, and she will look to get her game going as well here in the second half.
And we'll see if Michigan continues with that triangle 2 defense here, or just about to tip inbound, on the second half. And Lucas, what are you expecting here from both teams? We got a 5-point lead from Michigan. What's going to happen?
I think Michigan will continue to try and make Indiana's secondary players beat them, even though some of the other players did find a little bit of a rhythm on offense. They still did what they wanted to do and taking away Kayla and Buss. Michigan's going to look to run their offense effectively and get the ball inside the Thome where they have a clear mismatch. Indiana inbounds the Buss. It'll be Buss bringing it up. She comes off a screen and throws it back to Yini, guarded by Haley Brown. She flicks it across to Penn, who drops it down to Royster, who dribbles across into the middle of the lane and hook shots it in. Caitlin Flaherty, who will dribble up, guarded by Buss. She flicks it to the elbow. Hallie Thome catches it. Flaherty off a flare screen from Brown, and she will take a deep corner shot inside 2, but Brown with the rebound, and Caitlin Flaherty off the pass from Brown lays it in.
And a great cut there. Flaherty misses the shot, the offensive rebound, but a great backdoor cut there for the layup.
Again, brought to you by 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor. We're here at Chrysler Center, and Buss now dribbling for Indiana. Carves through the lane, picks it out to Yini, who's guarded by Dunstan at the top of the key. She'll come off a screen from Cahill. She'll make a tough lay-in and one. Strong finish for the freshman guard against Hallie Thome. Not an easy finish there.
Yeah, Lucas, there wasn't much movement on that play there. We saw a lot of staying around, but Cahill came over on that screen for Yini, the drive inside, and we saw Haley and Hallie both there ready to take the charge. But it looks like Thome there on the circle for the block.
She looks to be just inside the restricted area. Yini hits the free throw, and we are at 38-36. The Michigan Wolverines lead. Caitlin Flaherty has the ball, now dribbles across half court, guarded by Buss. Flicks it to Dunstan on the left wing. Cahill really sagging off. Munger comes off a screen from Flaherty. She has the ball at the top of the key. She'll kick it to Flaherty on the right wing, and Hallie Thome catches on the right block. She is quickly double-teamed, loses control briefly, but gets the ball back. It's for Haley Brown, who hits a 3. The Canadian really showing her versatility.
She's feeling it tonight, 6 for 6. And when they're doubling Hallie Thome, win every time.
Haley played great freshman basketball, showing her dynamic scoring. It'll be Yini now on the right wing for the Hoosiers. She'll attack the lane and a little in and out dribble, finish around the restricted arc.
Brown going with the fake and fall there. A little too late. Easy layup.
This will be Kaylin Flaherty now. Kicks it to Munger in the right corner, who will flick it to the left elbow for Jillian Dunstan, who misses the jump shot, and that is going to be Penn with a rebound for the Hoosiers. She dribbles across half court now to set up the Hoosier offense. And now she will dribble all the way across to the left side of the court, where she hits Bus, on a back cut, who flicks it to Yini, who is really attacking this half. She finishes again on a slash to the rim.
I'll start with Flaherty missing on that pass, and then Bus able to drive inside.
Bendu Yini is really attacking this half, and now the ball is deflected into the backcourt. Jillian Dunstan recovers. Could have maybe gone either way there on the backcourt, but the Wolverines have the ball nonetheless. And then Nicole Munger catches the ball in the left corner, flicks it down to Hallie Thome on the left block, who lays it in. Strong finish. That's what the Wolverines are looking to do. Timeout, Indiana. 7:05 to play in the third quarter. 43-40, Wolverines lead.
On that last possession, Lucas, it looked like Caitlin Flaherty kind of gave up on the ball and thought there was going to be another offensive foul called on Bus. Referee didn't blow his whistle, but she just let the ball roll away.
Yeah, Bus, like we said, has done a great job being in great defensive position, enough to draw 3 charges already. She had another chance to do so there, but instead of no call, and Flaherty cannot be given up on the play like that. But nonetheless, a great hustle by Jillian Dunstan to race into the backcourt, get the ball, get to Munger, who knew exactly what to do with it, by throwing it to Hallie Thome, who finishes strong inside.
Indiana in the second half has been doing a lot better on the offensive end. They're taking Bus off the ball, giving it to Yini or Penn to try to run the offense. And then they're creating a lot of movement inside. Bus driving in, drawing a couple people, kickouts, another drive inside that we saw a few times, and now already 9 points here in just 3 minutes in this third quarter.
You make some good points there. There were a lot of dribble drive action for the Hoosiers, was able to free up the lane, and that's where Bendu Yini, the freshman guard out of Portland, Oregon, has really taken advantage. She's had numerous slashes into the lane, starting her drives from outside the three-point arc, just beating her defender and finishing around the restricted area on numerous occasions. She is now up to 14 points for the Hoosiers in 22 minutes. She's been a big spark to their offense.
And 10 shots, too. I don't think anybody expected to be leading both teams in field goals attempted.
No, freshmen usually sometimes tentative coming off on the offensive end of things, but not so in this game. Yini with 14, and Michigan has one of their own freshmen asserting themselves offensively. Haley Brown, 13 points. We talked about 6 for 6 shooting, including a three-pointer. She also has 5 rebounds to go on top of that, showing what bright futures they have, not only for their teams, but for the Big Ten as a whole.
Big matchup to watch here now. Hallie Thome with 3 personal fouls. So she is she's staying in the game with 3 fouls. Look to see Indiana attack that every single time down the court on offense.
Yeah, I expect them to get a couple touches in the post, if not attack or dribble drive. And with that, the Hoosiers out of the timeout, inbound it to Tyra Bus, the point guard. She dribbles across half court. She's guarded by Munger. She still has the ball, top of the key. So dribble in and look off pass, looking to the corner, but instead flicks to the short corner where Cahill puts in the quick jumper.
Wolverines switching to a 2-3 defense now on the other end.
So Hallie Thome gets fouled off the pass from Munger there. The freshman Jalen Penn got a little bit too aggressive reaching for the basketball. But on the other end for Indiana, it was a great pass with Bus looking off the Wolverine defense. Now Flaherty comes off a screen from Thome. She rolls to the rim, no look there, but Munger flicks it cross-court pass to Dunstan, who will now toss it to Hallie Thome at the elbow, who throws it back across the court to Jillian Dunstan. Shot no good, but Hallie Thome is too big. Gets a rebound, a little bit of hands fighting for that one. It'll go off out of bounds off of Indiana, so Michigan will inbound it from their baseline.
It was a good job by Dunstan flashing into the hoop, but you just got to be able to finish those layups.
A little bit of motion on the inbounds pass, and Munger will jump it down to Haley Brown on the left block. She is looking to pass out of the post now. Set Caitlin Flaherty at the top of the key near the logo. She is guarded by Jalen Penn, the freshman guard for the Hoosiers.
little confusion here on offense.
Flaherty not quite yet. Deja Church now has the ball, and she will get a foul called for her on her drive to the rim. That will be Bendu Yini picking up the foul.
Yeah, there's a little confusion there. Thome was calling for Church to skip pass over to Brown. Church doesn't see it, drives in, luckily draws the foul.
Church inbounding the ball for the Wolverines. She throws it to Thome at the top of the three-point arc. She'll get the ball back. Now it is Caitlin Flaherty guarded by Buss. She'll flick it to Haley Brown, who tries a three, and she got it, man. She is on fire today.
7 for 7.
Wow. Just a brilliant offensive effort by the freshman Canadian so far. The stretch forward can really do it all. Now Buss will dribble. She'll dribble to the left. She looks for a screen from Royster, and Cahill will spot up in the corner, catch and shoot. She got it.
Indiana attacking that zone perfectly, getting inside to the middle, kick out to the corner. It's going to be open every time.
Indiana continues their dribble drive, and on the other end, Nicole Munger tries to get a little bit dribble drive herself, but she steps out of bounds as she attempted to throw it to Caitlin Flaherty.
Seems like whatever defense the Wolverines are throwing at the Hoosiers, it's not working. The triangle 2, man, now to a 2-3 zone.
We got 46-45. The Wolverines lead by 1. 5:13 left in the first half. Yini lost control briefly, but got it back. Missed the hook shot in the paint. Hallie Thome secures it and flicks it to Deja Church, who will bring it up the court for the Wolverines. They'll get into their offense. Munger now, top of the key. Haley Brown is posting up now. She'll flash to the corner, set a flare screen for Munger, get the ball off the screen. Hallie Thome deep in the post. The wild shot there. Good defense by Royster. Buss will dribble and attack quickly on the fast break, but her floater is no good. Flaherty with a rebound will attack. Its pace is picking up a little bit here. Looked like Buss tried to draw another one of her offensive fouls right there.
But she did. It was a little bit of a flop. She didn't have it. Flaherty lost the ball out of bounds, but it's going to stay with the Wolverines.
Yeah, she certainly. I mean, it's a little veteran move there. She definitely knows how to play the refs, or try to play the refs. Refs didn't buy it that time, but she knows how to act like she got hit. But the Wolverines will maintain possession. We head into a timeout here. 46-45. The Wolverines lead. 4:33 left in the third quarter. So far for the Wolverines.
Well, going on the Michigan end on the second half, a little bit of high post to the low post. So you'll see a flash from either Brown or Dunston to the elbow, pass into there, and then looking to get Thome on that one-on-one matchup so that Indiana can't double team. Has worked pretty well so far. And then going on the Indiana side of the ball, again, we've been talking about it all night. The dribble drive, penetration inside, the kick out, 4 open shots, or another drive in. And we saw Michigan just earlier switch to a 2-3 zone to try to stop a little bit of that penetration. Now, just on that last one, went back to a triangle 2. They really got to figure out what are they going to do on defense for the rest of this game.
Right, they continue to try and mix it up, but Indiana has that answers no matter what. Indiana basically plays a 4-out 1-in style with Amanda Cahill being able to shoot the way she can. So the 4 Indiana guards are able to really create space. Royster hasn't done much, but she has been effective when she's got the ball. 10 points, 5 of 6 inside for the Hoosiers. Cahill's really starting to pick it up now. She has 13 points herself, even though she has been guarded in that triangle and 2 defense. And for those of you that don't know, the triangle and 2 basically involves 3 defenders in the paint, 2 on each block, 1 towards the free throw line, and then are going to be basically face guarding offensive threats. So in this case, for the Wolverines, they're basically face guarding Amanda Cahill and Tyra Buss, both very skilled offensive players for the Indiana Hoosiers.
And it works great if you can stop those 2, but they haven't been able to. Buss, when they're able to get that ball, now you're going 3 people inside the paint for Michigan, and you've got 1 in each corner for Indiana. They're getting wide open shots.
And even more so, it's not been effective when your other players have really stepped up in this game. Like we said, Royster with 10, and now Heaney with 14. Those are unexpected offensive contributors in a normal setting, but they have really answered the call here when the Hoosiers have needed them. Made this a 1-point game right now. So the Wolverines have the ball. Deja Church, top of the key near the logo. She'll dribble, and she is guarded by, well, she flicks it now to Flaherty, who's guarded by Buss. Brown now had a great second half so far. Cross-court pass to Deja Church, who drives inside. She got fouled. She'll be going to the free throw line for 2 free throws now.
Yeah, good pass there. Brown looked like she wanted to shoot it. She has the hot hand, but decided for the better shot. Church able to get inside, draw another foul. That's the second one in a row she's drawn while driving inside.
She's a great slasher, really aggressive on offense and defense. And in for the Hoosiers is number 31, Bray Wickwari. As Church hits the first free throw.
Indiana won't go to the bench much. Almost all of their scoring comes from their 5 starters.
Yeah, you have to assume it's just a quick break. Deja Church hits the second one. And the Hoosiers will go the other way on offense. Bus brings the ball up the court. So here we go. She just crosses the logo, guarded by Flaherty. Now Penn cross court to Cahill, who will drive on Munger. And she wraps around pass, eventually finds its way over to Royster, but she misses. Flaherty up the court. Thome loses control in the paint. There's Wickware with a steal. And quickly outlets to Bus, who the scoop layup does not go in transition. Munger with a strong rebound, but she is harassed in the backcourt by Jalen Penn.
Wild sequence of events there. We saw jump shot come down, get inside to Thome. Now Thome, she likes to go inside in the paint there, turned right into the defense, turns the ball over, position, missed the layup.
Hallie Thome will take a seat, maybe gain her composure, calm down a little bit. Kayla Robbins checks into the game. And now Deja Church initiates the offense. Caitlin Flaherty on the right wing. Haley Brown now at the top of the key to Nicole Munger in the left slot. Not about shooting it. She is guarded by Bendu Yeezy. Now Kayla Robbins will drive, but she loses control. Great defense by Cahill. Now Yini, just another aggressive drive in transition. She gets a layup to fall, and the Hoosiers back within 1, 48-47. Wolverine ball. Nicole Munger, left corner. Oh, Kayla Robbins, miscommunication with Caitlin Flaherty on that one, and it's a turnover.
Yeah, you got to be able to read that pass. Flaherty had the lane inside. Robbins didn't see it. Turns the ball over. But on Indiana, that's twice in a row now that they've forced turnovers, gotten in transition for easy layups, made one, missed the other.
Indiana really harassing Caitlin Flaherty when she doesn't have the ball as well, making her really work to get open, cut, and the miscommunication led to a turnover, wild pass out of bounds. Now Tyra Buss will dribble up for the Hoosiers to initiate the offense. She has a screen set, but she turns it down. Instead, it drives to the rim and lays it in. Tough finish. But now the Hoosiers take the lead, 49-48. Caitlin Flaherty has the ball. She picks up her dribble. Deja Church, top of the key, guarded by Penn. Haley Brown had position, and it's her first miss, but Jillian Dunstan with the offensive rebound. She's a great rebounder, averaging almost 10 boards a game.
You've seen the offense now looking a little bit different. There's not as much of an inside presence. But Indiana's not going to double team her, so they can get up on Michigan shooters a little bit more.
Off the foul, Wolverines will inbound. Caitlin Flaherty catch and shoot around just inside the right wing or left wing. Tough finish there for 2, and the Wolverines retake the lead 50-49. Turns down another screen. She'll pass it across to Penn. This is going to be Yini attacking once again. This time it does not go. Deja Church with a rebound. Look to move up the court. Risky pass there to Munger. And Penn intercepted it but stepped out of bounds in the process. So the Wolverines will dead ball inbound it from the timeline near their bench.
Almost another turnover there for the Wolverines. That would have been 3 and about.
Deja Church handling a lot of the ball handling duties here in the second half. She dribbles calmly at the top of the key near the logo, letting the offense go to work. Munger catches it on the left wing. Haley Brown now top of the key, swings it to Caitlin Flaherty, who beats her defender off the dribble and spins around a couple times before rolling in. Caitlin Flaherty for 2. Bus now back the other way for the Hoosiers. Dunstan off the dribble now, and she'll lay it in herself. We got a little bit of a senior battle here. Both Flaherty and Bust, their program's respective all-time leading scorers. Timeout called.
And this is just a great game, back and forth. Now it's 52-51 Michigan with 1:40 left in the third. scores right now in Buss and Flaherty, both leading their programs in scoring in history. It's just great to watch.
Yeah, both not only leading their programs in scoring, but taking the challenge to each other. They're guarding each other on defense, and they're attacking each other on offense. They're really challenging each other, pushing each other to their potential that they can be. And in this timeout, what do you think the Wolverines are going to come back with off this timeout?
Coach is probably telling them right now, you got to cut the lanes off on defense. We're seeing Indiana getting so much penetration inside. It's almost too easy, right? So Michigan running that triangle too. You've got 3 people in the paint. Why aren't you able to stop Indiana from getting to the basket? That's what Coach is telling them right now.
They're coming out of the timeout. We will see if the Wolverines can address the dribble drive. Oh, it's a wild pass off the inbound and a turnover that was, I believe, Bendu Yini just came up, basically challenged Caitlin Flaherty on the catch, and Flaherty again miscommunication. The ball goes out of bounds, so the Hoosiers get the ball off a sloppy turnover.
Yeah, and Dunstan threw that ball, and she shouldn't have, but Flaherty hit down to the ground and no foul called.
Right, questionable. The crowd boos in their disagreement, but nonetheless, the Hoosiers have the ball. This will be Tyra Buss standing on the M, and she gets a play call from her coach. She will start the offense now. So Yini will dribble across, throw back to Cahill, who splashes a 3 from the left slot. Man, she's a good shooter.
And you can't leave her open. Brown has to get back faster after the hedge on the screen.
A great pick and pop for the Hoosiers. Now Munger in the left corner. Toss it to Church, left slot. Flaherty now, right slot. She'll step up and try and answer back. She does. That's a 3 for Caitlin Flaherty. 55-54, Michigan Wolverines.
Cahill goes under the screen. Flaherty's going to pull up every time for the 3.
Now that end, the Hoosiers finish tough inside for 2. It's back and forth scoring now in the quarter. Hot, but she does not get that 3 to fall. Coming off the pass from Munger. It's going to be Penn now having the ball for the Hoosiers. She stands on the M. She is guarded by Deja Church. She's looking for the offense to get going. A double screen, and she'll flick it to Yini, who dribble drives attack, and wraparound pass to Royster, who finishes the right-handed layup. And the Hoosiers now have a 58-55 lead.
10 seconds here for the Wolverines. They're going to get one shot. Let's see what they do.
It'll be Deja Church standing almost at half court. Turns down the screen from Brown. Attacks the lane and almost a finish, but Haley Brown follows and hits the buzzer-beating layup. So the Wolverines will be trailing 57-58 as we head into the fourth quarter. The Hoosiers really had their way offensively in the third quarter, especially.
Yeah, they did. No matter what the Wolverines threw at them, they were able to score. They were able to execute. And it really starts with Yini being that third option. You got Royster on the inside getting the cleanup, and then you have Buss and Cahill who are able to create for themselves. So it's a really versatile offense. You've got 4 players tonight who are really scoring the ball well. Wolverines not able to defend.
Right. Yini really attacking off the dribble, and that time not looking to necessarily score, but the great wraparound pass to Royster, who cut from outside the paint, and she was able to finish. It's great job by the Hoosiers to attack this Wolverine defense that just had struggles that they're probably discussing it in the timeout right now, would you say?
Yeah, definitely right now. But how about, Lucas, we have 2 buzzer beaters in the same game. How often do you see that?
Not something you see a lot. And both by freshmen, too, right?
That is true. Deja Church with the first one banked in the 3, and now we had Haley Brown here on the layup to end the quarter. Michigan down 1 going into the fourth here. Thome with 3 fouls. You got to expect they're going to put her back in right now. They're going to go inside like they have been all game. But compared to the last game against Ohio State, she had 27 points, 8 rebounds. And now with 8 points going into this fourth quarter and only taking 6 shots. And then we have Flaherty, who has been in, if you want to call it a shooting slump for her shirt, 9 for 22 last game against Ohio State. This game, 5 for 12, 1 for 5 on threes. So being able to shut down that duo of Flaherty and Thome, 2 Big Ten, preseason all Big Ten picks, has been really crucial for Indiana.
Right, the Hoosiers have done a great job on defense of their own. Would you say that for Caitlin Flaherty, I think we all know how great of a shooter she is, how great of a scorer she is, but would you say sometimes she forces the issue a couple times?
You could call it forcing it. I would say she's had to take on a lot more of the offensive load this year with starting Dunston, Brown, and Thome. Now, with the exception of this game, they're not really outside shooters. So you see teams really guarding Flaherty, sagging off of Brown and Dunston, and she's not able to get the shots off that she used to. She has not been open very often, and that really hurts the Michigan offense. Now, Munger has been able to compensate a little bit, 3 for 5 on three-point field goals. But when you've only got one player consistently knocking down shots, it's tough to win.
It is tough. And so the Wolverines will start with the ball here in the fourth quarter. Deja Church dribbles to the right wing. Munger comes off a cut to the top of the key, and they work it to Hallie Thome. She is quickly double-teamed. Haley Brown now near the free throw line. A great passing sequence. Munger misses the corner three, but Hallie Thome on the offensive glass for the Wolverines dribbles it out. Deja Church standing on the M, guarded by Penn. Hallie Thome sets her a screen at the top of the key, rolls to the rim, and Caitlin Flaherty now has the ball top of the key. She's looking to attack off the dribble. A lazy pass there, tipped away, and the Hoosiers gain possession. Wolverine turnover. And on the outlet pass, Tyra Buss unable to maintain possession initially, but dives on the floor to get it, calls quick timeout.
Great play there, high basketball IQ to be able to dive on the floor and be able to call that timeout in the moment. Big for a Buss. Indiana now up one. They got the ball at the start of this fourth quarter. Going back to that first possession for Michigan, just like you said with Flaherty forcing it a little bit, what does she do? She dribbles out the shot clock, tries to force a pass inside to Thome, and turns it over.
I'd say sometimes the Wolverines, it seems like they don't get enough side-to-side passing done. You know, they have players that can attack off the dribble or want to create lanes to pass into the post, but if you don't pass side-to-side, you can't move the defense enough to get the angles they want.
Exactly. You like to see, like Indiana's been doing, ball movement. Gets the defense moving, opens up lanes, frees up your shooters for shots. Now on the Michigan side, we see, Flaherty trying to get some dribble drive action. Nobody was really moving around her. So if you have maybe some off-ball screens, some flares, something like that to open up some of these other players so Flaherty doesn't have to do everything by herself.
Very good points there. And Hallie Thome, a little bit more aggressive there when she got the chance to be unable to hit her on the roll off one of the ball screens, resulting in that turnover. So Indiana will have the ball coming out of the timeout. But that timeout leaves them with just one, and there's 9:13 left to play in this game. So the Hoosiers will have to be very smart with the way they handle the clock. The Wolverines have 3 timeouts left, so not much of an issue for them as they try and think of some ways to get more creative on offense.
Yeah, we might see I know Indiana does not press very often, but Michigan sometimes comes out in a 1-2-2 press. We could see that here, trying to force the ball out of Buss's hands, perhaps. So maybe something that we see coming out of the timeout here that they have to prepare for. But Indiana has definitely looked really good tonight. They opened up Big Ten play. They lost their first 3 before eventually beating Purdue in their last one. They're a lot better than their record reflects.
Right, the rivalry win over Purdue, always big for the Indiana Hoosier faithful to beat Purdue in anything. And that win looks like it's carried over some momentum here to Ann Arbor, where it's not quite the hostile crowd that we had on Sunday for Ohio State. But nonetheless, whenever you go on the road in the Big Ten, it is not easy to win anywhere. They're certainly putting up a fight and making Michigan work tonight. And so with that, it will be Buss, top of the key, hesitation dribble, and a reverse layup. She missed it, though. Hallie Thome with the rebound. Great look there for the Hoosiers. Now Munger in the corner off the pass from Flaherty. Just dribble looking for an angle now. Flaherty flicks it to Hallie Thome in the high post, left elbow, who just dumps it back out to Munger. Will look to reset the offense. She stands at the M logo. She'll toss it to Flaherty on the left wing. Deja Church comes around to the right slot to catch a pass. Deep 2, and she got it. Very, very deep 2, but it's 59-58 Wolverine lead.
Indiana's been going underneath a lot of these screens, and Michigan now pulling up for these open jumpers.
Deja Church, a lot of confidence there. The Hoosiers now on offense. It's going to be Penn who tosses it across the logo to Buss. guarded by Flaherty, the two senior guards guarding each other. Hallie Thome switches onto her off the screen, and Penn now for three from the left wing. She got it, nothing but net. Big shot for the freshman.
Boss able to get inside. Got a couple help defenders on her, and the shooter wide open.
Indiana continuing to attack via dribble drive. Deja Church now dribbles Caitlin Flaherty on the right wing. Haley Brown, high post, top of the key. Handoff to Deja Church, who comes around. Throw back to Hallie Thome, who will hand off to Munger. A little bit more movement now for the Wolverines. Caitlin Flaherty near the left corner. Will flick it to her teammate, Hallie Thome, who tries to hit Munger on the opposite corner. Tough pass, intercepted. The Hoosiers now off another dribble drive. It'll be Penn. Very, very acrobatic, tough shot that is rebounded by Thome, and then a quick foul by the Hoosiers as well.
Wild shot there from Penn, not advisable. Tried to go 1-on-3 inside. But when Thome turned that ball over, she tried to throw it down the baseline towards Munger, who was in the corner. But Indiana had 4 players on that baseline. Michigan, 3 players up top on the three-point line. So you got to be aware of where everybody is on the court. She had a couple open players.
And with that, Lindsay Marchese will check in for the Hoosiers. Deja Church, top of the key, flicks it to Caitlin Flaherty, back to Church, who will come all the way around now. But Munger pops to the left elbow, unable to get a one dribble layup to go. But she'll get the rebound, stays aggressive, and she'll get fouled, but be rewarded with a trip to the free throw line.
Great fight there from Munger. Had the open shot at the elbow, passed it up so she can drive inside for the better shot, misses it, gets her own layup, own miss, back up for the layup and the foul.
And Munger always willing to do the dirty work, I feel like. A gritty defender, always on the glass, getting on the floor all the time, and now she'll be where she probably likes to be the most, and that's at the free throw line. She's a great shooter.
Everybody needs one of those gritty players, and Munger is definitely one of them. With Dunston number 1, Munger is number 2 right up there.
Wolverines definitely have some hustle players of their own, and Munger will take her first free throw. She got it. So the Wolverines now trail 60-61 with 7:07 remaining in the game. Munger for a second free throw. She got it. So a good offensive possession for the Wolverines. Ends up with 2 points now. And Munger guarding Bus this time as she dribbles up.
Switch from Kate to Munger, or Flaherty to Munger guarding Bus now.
But this will result in a foul, and I believe it will be on Munger. Yeah, she fouled Tyra Bus as she attempted to dribble past her. Oh, sorry. So the Hoosiers will inbound, and almost a 5-second violation, very close. But Bendu Yini will have the ball top of the key with 26 seconds on the shot clock. She's on the right wing. She'll flick it to the left corner where her teammate Penn is. Attacks off another dribble drive. Tough shot over 2 defenders, but aggressive, gets her a rebound, puts it back, and lays it in.
Just how I said it with Munger a minute ago. There goes Yini inside getting her own rebound.
Hallie Thome this time able to get that wraparound pass from the baseline, but Deja Church unable to hit the rebound. It bounces back out to her, actually. So it's almost like nothing happened. The Wolverines retain possession. Haley Brown, top of the key. Church again giving a lot of space. Brown far diagonal pass to Munger in the right corner this time. Caitlin Flaherty on the flare screen to the top of the key will attack off the dribble. Step back. Tough shot. Unable to get it to go. But Hallie Thome, big offensive rebound. And Munger with a 3. She cans it. 2 offensive rebound for the Wolverines. And it pays off with exactly who you want shooting a 3. Nicole Munger buries it.
And Thome with some great passing there. But the turnover before was to the baseline. Her past 2 passes have been out toward the wings.
Identifying where the defense is. Tyra Bus again fouled as she dribbles past Nicole Munger. Very, very crafty player Tyra Bus is on her way to the rim. She'll be shooting, I believe. Or no, they called on the floor, so not shooting yet. And a reminder, we are 88.3 WCBN FM in Ann Arbor from Chrysler Center here in Ann Arbor. The Indiana Hoosiers taking on the Michigan Wolverines. Tyra Bus this time attacks. No foul, but she's able to get the layup. 65-64, the Hoosiers lead. Nicole Munger on the right wing now. Hallie Thome has to position. The double comes, and she again passes out of it. Haley Brown from the left corner. Got it. Another triple for the Canadian. She is really, really feeling it tonight. She has, I believe, 18 points now. 21 make it with that 3.
That's going to be number 4 on Thome.
Big foul there. Royster able to draw the foul, get Thome in the air. This could be big for the Wolverines. They're not used to playing too many minutes without Hallie Thome.
Yeah, Thome just came over the top on the shot. When you have 3 fouls, you have to be safe. And she went for the block and got called for the foul.
It's going to be Royster at the free throw line, shooting 2. Bricks the first one. And she'll get her second coming up here soon. Hallie Thome has to be very careful now, having 4 fouls in the game with 5:15 left to go. Wolverines lead 67-65 after the 3 from Brown. Royster gets the second one. Brown quickly inbounds to Flaherty, who outlets it all the way to Munger, who steps out of bounds, I believe, on the catch.
Yes, she did.
Very tough turnover there for the Wolverines.
Tried to go in transition. Every team's best offense is in transition, and Michigan's been trying to push it all game.
Just unable to catch the ball in the right spot that time. Tough break for the Wolverines, but the right call. This will be Tyra Buss, and she will toss it to her teammate Wikwari, who will, Penn now hands it off to Yini, who continues to attack the rim. And wow, Wikwari off the bench, the triple from the right corner. It's a big shot to give the Hoosiers the lead 69-67.
Seems like deja vu, doesn't it? Every time down the floor, it seems like that happens.
They're just continued to successfully attack off the dribble drive, drawing multiple defenders. And now Haley Brown passes to Caitlin Flaherty, comes off a screen from Jillian Dunston, able to split the trap and lay it in. Crafty finish for Flaherty. Quickly inbounded to Tyra Buss, who will attack in transition. But great block by Jillian Dunston. Caitlin Flaherty going the other way, 1-on-3. And she is fouled by Yini. The tempo really picking up here.
Transition is the best offense. We saw Indiana try to go down. Dunston gets the block on Buss, and then Flaherty right down the other way and gets the foul.
Great discipline by Jillian Dunston to stay straight up and block that shot cleanly. She will inbound it now from the baseline. Toss it up to Hallie Thome, who will hand it off to Caitlin Flaherty, who gets blocked on a 3 of her own by Tyra Buss, who gets the pass in transition and finishes the left-handed layup. Not the sequence the Wolverines were looking for. Hoosiers lead 71-69. Now Jillian Dunston has the ball top of the key, dribbles. Wikwari is sagging off of her, not much of a shooter. Caitlin Flaherty now at the logo. Guarded by Buss. Those two have been going at it all night. Jillian Dunston now has the ball. Caitlin Flaherty comes off a screen. Catches it on the right wing. And with 5 seconds left on shot clock, Haley Brown puts it up. Deep 2, she got it. She's feeling it. 23 points for the freshman Canadian.
A big coming out game for Brown here with 23 points on 10 for 11 shooting.
She is establishing herself as a clear Wolverine for the future. Munger now, gritty defense, gets the steal. A collision there, but Caitlin Flaherty in transition almost got the over the head layup to fall, but she got fouled, so she'll be heading to the line. Great sequence there for the Wolverines.
And the pace has really picked up these last few minutes. As the game's on the line, we've got a tie game at 71. Both teams trying to push the ball up the court with pretty good success.
Caitlin Flaherty cans the first free throw. Great shooter. We all know it's exactly where she wants to be. So far the Wolverines have been able to get her and Munger on the line in recent possessions. It not only helps them going, keeping them engaged, but is just easy offense for the Wolverines.
Now Dunston finally gets a break.
A great hustle for Jillian Dunston. She does a little bit of everything. Deja Church will check in for her as Caitlin Flaherty gets the ball for her second free throw. And she is able to hit that one too. That gets her to 17 points on the night, along with 6 assists. As like he mentioned earlier here, the Wolverines have played a little bit of a 1-2-2 zone. Tyra Buss attacks it, kicks it out to the corner, and Penn unable to hand that one. And Munger with a deep rebound. Wolverines starting to feel a little bit here. Deja Church now has the ball, the freshman guard. She dribbles it out. Caitlin Flaherty now near the logo. Oh, but bad pass, and Yini jumps it She jumps the pass to Haley Brown. Turnover. Easy layup for the Hoosiers. Tie at 73 once again.
You can't afford to make those mistakes at the end of the game. They could come back to bite you.
The last, Caitlin Flaherty now has the ball again. Hallie Thome sees a double coming. Haley Brown. Oh, unable to hit the layup that time. But Hallie Thome sticks with it. She grabs the offensive rebound and gets fouled. So she will be headed to the free throw line this time. Haley Brown seems like she's hit some tough shots, but unable to get the layup to go there.
And Indiana still doubling Thome, but you can't do it while leaving Brown open. She's 10 for 12 on the night. At some point, you either have to go one-on-one with Thome or have someone come off to double her and not leave Haley Brown open.
Yeah, Hallie Thome really working hard here in the fourth quarter. She misses the first free throw, unfortunately, for the Wolverines, but she will get another try right here. She's able to get that one, so the Wolverines take a 1-point lead. They are in the bonus now, so any more fouls for the Hoosiers will result in Wolverine free throw attempts. Tyra Buss splits the press again. Penn gets fouled by Munger. I think the crowd doesn't like it, but I think that was the right call.
Yeah, it definitely was, and now that's 3 fouls on Munger in this fourth quarter alone.
Jillian Dunstan come back in after a short break.
And you might see the Wolverines stop this press right now because Buss was able to get right through it 2 times in a row.
Yeah, Tyra Buss easily breaking through the 1-2-2 press. And now she has the ball running the Hoosier offense. Guarded by Dunstan. Left wing. Crossover. Takes it. Strong take through the paint. Dunstan once again stays straight up. Grabs the rebound. Munger now in transition. Pulls it out smartly. And she will unload it to Thome, who is able to get to the right block and lay it in. Great finish by Hallie Thome. No double that time.
Yeah, Indiana chose to go one-on-one because of what Brown has been doing this game, and Thome recognizes that right away, makes the quick move for the layup.
Strong take, and now Tyra Buss will dribble near her own timeline. It's getting crunch time here. Penn trapped, jump ball, and the Hoosiers will maintain possession, but the freshman there very close to turning it over. Could have been very costly.
And Michigan is up 3 with 1:38 to go here. You're right. That could have been extremely costly if Michigan was able to get that ball back.
But they had the possession arrow. So now Tyra Buss dribble. She is guarded by Dunstan. Step back 3, no good. Tough shot there. Munger with the rebound. The Wolverines, if they have a good possession here, they could really take control of this game. So Munger crosses up. He's waiting for the offense. Let a little clock run down. Oh, wow. And Tyra Buss this time tries to get the offensive foul, but she's called for the block instead.
She went for the 4th one, and she couldn't get it that time. She drew 3 earlier in the game. This time the referee says, I've had enough. That's a block.
Had enough, indeed. And Munger, not the one you want to be fouling. Like we said, the Wolverines in the bonus. So Munger will get the free throws here. Great opportunity for the Wolverines as Munger hits the first one. So 77-73, Wolverines lead with 1:18 to go here in the fourth quarter. The Hoosiers need a good offensive possession next time.
Expect the Wolverines to still pick up full court to help run a little bit of that clock off with only 1:18 to go.
And you're correct as Munger hits the second free throw. They deny Buss the ball initially off the inbounds as Yini will bring it up the court. Guarded by Munger. Dribble handoff to Penn, who attacks herself. And they call another foul on the dribble drive. I believe they called it. Oh, they called shooting foul. So Penn will be going to the line to shoot. And Munger, I think, picked up her 4th.
She did. Munger has 4. Thome also with 4. And once on that inbounds, they took the ball away from Buss. Expect her to be face guarded the rest of this game. You do not want the ball in her hands if you're the Wolverines.
Right. 2 freshmen on the court for the Hoosiers, Yini and Penn, as Penn hits the first free throw. Not showing much fear, continuing to attack the rim late in the game. Penn hits the second one. So they'll bring the Hoosiers back within 3, 78-75. Deja Church will check in for Jillian Dunstan, a little bit more ball handling and speed.
Exactly what they're going for here. Indiana is picking up full court. Good idea to get Church in there, another ball handler to go with Flaherty and Munger.
Church, another point guard. She will bring it up. And she is guarded by Wikware, a little bit of a taller girl. But Church continues to dribble on the left wing. Caitlin Flaherty now off a screen to the top of the key, guarded by Buss. She takes her off the dribble. She beat her, and she got it. Right-handed layup. That's big. Tyra Buss able to get the inbound. She's going to look to attack quick now. Dribbles into a herd of Wolverine defenders. Wikware now on the left wing. Gets it back to Buss. Once again, is just harassed. And Hallie Thome got a block, but Deja Church bumped her, I believe.
Good.
So it'll be an opportunity for Buss at the line.
Good job by Buss, drawing the contact, going into Church. And a smart play, you're down 5. You don't need the 3-point shot. There's still 35 seconds to go. Now Buss going to the line for 2 free throws. If she can make both, they can set their defense up and hope for a turnover.
So Buss hits the first one. That's big because, like you said, they don't have to foul if they don't want to. They can defend this possession out, but they have to play very, very solid defense as Buss hits the second. And there'll be a timeout. So both teams get a chance to talk it over. What's your strategy for both teams real quick?
Well, Michigan's definitely going to keep their ball handlers in this game. We're going to see Flaherty, Church, and Munger most likely if they're expecting Indiana to pick up full court. Now there's 34.7 seconds left, a 30-second shot clock. They're going to try to run this down as much as possible. Flaherty, Thome, pick and roll, and try to create some offense. Indiana, I would expect them to pick up with a full court press. Now, 4.7-second differential is not a lot. So I think if Michigan is able to get this ball over half court, you might see Indiana foul them here if the ball gets into the hands of someone like Thome or Church, who are not great foul shooters.
I was going to ask that. If you're Indiana and you get a matchup that you like as far as at the free throw line, do you just go ahead and take that foul?
I think definitely if the ball is past half court in Thome or Church's hands, you foul them and send them to the line. If it's with even Brown, if it's with Flaherty or Munger, I think you have to let this possession play out because they're both almost 90% free throw shooters, and that could easily be 2 points.
So the Wolverines able to advance the ball up to their own timeline off the timeout. And Caitlin Flaherty has the ball, and she is quickly fouled. So not what we initially expected. And Caitlin Flaherty will go to the line. The Wolverines are in the bonus. So there will be 32.7 seconds left on the clock for the Hoosiers after these free throws. But if Caitlin Flaherty makes either of these, really, it's a 2-possession game.
Indiana trying to extend this game.
So Flaherty hits the first one.
Still 30 seconds left. That's plenty of time.
You're right. There's still a lot of time. Indiana has 1 timeout left. Michigan has 2. Both teams in the bonus right now. Caitlin Flaherty takes her second free throw, and she hits it. So the Wolverines lead 82-77. Tyra Buss able to get free and get the inbounds pass. Breaks through the pressure set by the Wolverines. Wraparound pass to Wikware, who misses the easy floater. That's a tough miss there, and now the Hoosiers have to foul. It's going to be Bendu Yini fouling Caitlin Flaherty. She'll be going back to the line. The Wolverines are starting to feel it.
It was a fantastic play by Indiana and Buss drawn up out of that timeout. Buss driving baseline, hits the flasher down the lane. Should have been an easy make for a layup, but the miss.
Wikware just unable to handle the pressure on that floater. Caitlin Flaherty hits her first free throw. That puts her at 22 points tonight. And she is still not the leading scorer. She can tie right now, but Haley Brown is actually the leading scorer with 23. Flaherty does tie her, so 2 23-point scorers tonight for the Wolverines so far. As their offense here in the fourth quarter has been able to get more desirable looks.
Yeah, it was 36-31 at halftime, now 84-77, so we have seen a lot more offense here in the second half as we've seen more transition offense coming our way. And now Indiana calls their final timeout as expected. They're going to advance the ball past half court. Down 7 with 20 seconds left. There's not a lot you can do. With a 3-possession game, the ball's going to be in the hands of Buss. I expect a little penetration again like we've seen and try to kick it out either for a quick layup or outside for a 3-pointer if it's open.
And Indiana has not scored a field goal in the last 2:26. A couple free throws in there, but this scoring drought has really hurt them as Wolverines able to build this 7-point cushion here with 19.5 seconds left. 84-77 Wolverine lead here in Ann Arbor on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor. Great night for women's basketball here at the Chrysler Center. The Wolverines looking to rebound after their loss to Ohio State with a win against the Indiana Hoosiers, who are coming off a win themselves against Purdue. And with just a couple seconds left, we'll see how this ending plays out. But the Wolverines, as long as they take care of the ball, should have this one pretty much in control. And the Hoosiers inbound it to Yini, trying to deny Bust the ball, but she's able to get it, guarded by Munger and Dunstan. A little bit of a double team. Gage Church knocks it out of bounds. 10.4 seconds left. The Hoosiers will inbound from right near their own bench.
And the Wolverines switching everything on Bust there, not letting her get a shot off at all.
So we Bust catching the ball. Hallie Thome guards her. Oh, late foul. Very, very, very late foul. Wow. And Hallie Thome will foul out of the game off that very late whistle.
Yeah, she came off on the hedge and tried to take Bust on defense, and just a little bit of a bump. Referee said foul. Thome will foul out. She did finish with a double-double, 11 points, 11 rebounds, so still a great game from Thome there, and not a bad foul. There's only 8 seconds left, so great defense there from the Wolverines all around.
Tyra Bust hits the first free throw there for the Hoosiers, bring it to 84-78 with 7.7 seconds left. She will also hit the second free throw, so 84-79. Caitlin Flaherty just holds it. She doesn't actually have to cross half court. And they will play this game out. And the final buzzer sounds. Wolverines win 84-79 as the victors plays. Big win for the Wolverines here as they head into another matchup with Ohio State later next week, I believe, right?
Yeah, big win there, coming off the loss, the heartbreaking loss to Ohio State. It's always good to bounce back, especially against a fellow Big Ten opponent like Indiana, and it gives you some confidence going into your next game.
Any win in the Big Ten is a big win, and both teams showed just great intensity, I thought, tonight. I was just so impressed, as I have been all season long, with Haley Brown, the freshman forward out of Ontario, Canada. She had 23 points, 10 of 12 from the field, 3 for 3 from deep, 8 rebounds along with that in 35 minutes. She continues to gain more and more confidence on the offensive end and to show her massive potential that she holds here in America.
And in a game that we thought would be a battle of the big stars for each team, with Buss and Cahill for Indiana and Flaherty and Thome for Michigan, actually turned out to be a couple role players stepping up and playing big parts in this game. Yini finished with 18 points and Royster with 13. And then on Michigan's side, Munger 16. And like you said, Brown with 23. Those two players are really the difference. When they can step up and you can score 84 points, lose a game that way.
Hallie Thome also notches a double-double, 11 points and 11 rebounds. She also fouls out of the game, but a strong fourth quarter from her, no doubt, helped the Wolverines secure a win in this one. Caitlin Flaherty continues to build on her legacy here at Michigan as one of the leading scorers, not only in women's basketball history, but now also in just Michigan basketball history, period, with a 23-point effort tonight. She went 7 of 16 from the field, only 1 3 on 6 attempts, but 8 of 8 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and she played the entire game.
And even when you're not shooting the ball well, Flaherty able to impact the game in other ways. She was 8 for 8 at the free throw line. Great job driving inside, drawing fouls, dishing out 6 assists. So even if your shot's not falling, it's important to still be active in that offense and be able to facilitate.
And as well as Tyra Buss played, having 18 points, 7 of 17 from the field, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, and 5 assists. Caitlin Flaherty really did a great job taking her away at times, which made it difficult for the Hoosiers to initiate offense all game long. Even though they were able to get a lot of offense going for like what they could do, it wasn't quite enough for them to get the win. And like we said, just a big win here to defend home court for the Wolverines.
And Indiana, with another tough game after this, they're going to be playing Ohio State at home in their next game. Michigan going to Nebraska. So we got Michigan on the road, Indiana playing Ohio State, and a couple more tough games for these teams coming up.
So both teams will look to continue working here in the early stages of Big Ten play. It's still early, so a lot can happen, but nonetheless, both teams will look to move forward, learn their lessons, and continue to make progress as they move towards the Big Big Ten tournament and potentially a spot in the NCAA tournament, which is still a long ways away. But for Grant Frawling and I'm Lucas Vargas, we conclude here from Chrysler Arena. Michigan wins 84-79 to defend their home court. And for 88.3 WCBN FN Ann Arbor, we want to thank you very much for listening. Good night and go Blue.